garden. It's Charlie's garden. Welcome to Charlie's garden. It's Charlie's garden. Charlie's garden.
Pardon me,
Welcome
ma'am.
to
Is we gonna get paid today?
Charlie's garden. Yeah.
So we're filling up this bed, and I had some soil left over from the old bed, so we'll put that on in this bed, and we're using some logs that we had, and we're going to fill up some more of the space in here instead of trying to fill the whole thing with soil. Then we're going to top it off with some mixed soil, peat moss, perlite, and fertilizer, of course. So that's where we are now. That's where we're going to get started. We have quite a few logs over here in the wheelbarrow to get this bed started, and we'll see where we are from there. I'll be back. I've gone inside now, gotten some blood meal, some earthworm castings, and as you already know, added some fertilizer. I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. Forgot my scoop again. Oh well. And that's the netting that I'm going to put over the bed once we're done filling it and putting plants in. This is a 4x4 bed, and I think it's like 18 inches high, something like that. So I'm going to finish filling this bed. We're going to add the earthworm castings. So let's see how much is left in this particular bag. And I'm sure it tells you on here, yeah, apply 1 to 3 tablespoons per season for flowers and potted plants, and for vegetables 1 pound per 1 square foot. 1 pound, sorry, something's trying to fly on me, or 1 bag per 10 square feet. So this is a 5-pound bag. I think I'm going to go ahead and put, I already put about, that was about 1/4 of a bag. And I think I'm going to put about 3/4 of this bag in here, if not the whole thing. And I'm going to dump all of this blood meal in here. This is, blood meal is a 1400 NPK. We eat our vegetables, our green leaves actually, our leafy green vegetables. Yeah, we eat those for the leaves. Therefore, the nitrogen is good for the leaves, which is what we want to, that's what we're growing for. So I'm going to add, this isn't, I don't have a full bag of either of these, but I'm going to add all of this and most of the earthworm castings. I'm going to mix it up here, and this is what's going to go in. That'll probably be all I'll finally put in this bed today. Because even though I just put this in, it doesn't mean I can't add things later on. So that's what I'm going to do. So get this finished mixing up in here. And I will probably, since I'm mixing the blood meal in to this batch right here, I'll probably side dress, not probably, I know I am. I'm going to side dress with some more blood meal, probably in a few weeks. And some people don't like to mix their bed and then plant out in it immediately. I've not had a problem with doing this in the past. So I don't see a reason to stop now. Oh, glasses, no! Back in there. Took them off so they wouldn't get dirty. So yeah, go ahead and drop them right in the soil, why don't you? Okay. Move that out of the way before I fall over it. Get this bed full. I could probably take the wheelbarrow and just dump it. But it's easier to control when it's lighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and take most of it out first, or at least half of it out of here first. Then I'll put the wheelbarrow, and there go the glasses again. Damn it! All right, glasses. In my garbage, you go. Yeah, and I don't think that I have quite enough in here for this whole, to fill this up the way I want it filled up. I don't know, some people don't fill their beds up completely. I prefer to. I don't know, maybe it's just I like the aesthetic of it, but I don't like my beds half full of, you know, to fill it up. We'll see what happens with this bed today, though. Alright, that's most of that. Okay. Now I'm just going to dump the rest of it in here. I'm certainly going to put more in here. I did grab my gloves when I was in the house. So let's put these on before I go ahead and wipe the rest of this out of the bed, out of the wheelbarrow. That's good. Yeah, so I certainly want more soil than that in here. I do have more. So you guys don't need to watch me mix again. So I'm gonna go ahead, get another bag of soil, mix it with the same ingredients, except I don't have any more blood meal. I'll get some more. Well, not right now, but I'll get some more. But I will go ahead and mix some more peat moss and some more raised bed soil. This earthworm castings and fertilizer, and I'm going to mix that together, and I'll come back when all of this is done. Okay guys, so I just got my new irrigation system. Is called a Garden Grid. This is a Vigo garden bed, and they do have their own irrigation system, but I do like this Garden Grid. It makes it easier for me to do square foot gardening. You can see this grid is exactly what it is, a grid. And this one is made to fit this size bed. This is a 2x8 bed. This has rounded corners. Garden Grid gives you an option to get a bed where the corners are not there. That makes it ideal for rounded corners. Or you can get one that has corners, which I can show you in one of my other beds. But I'm going to get this put in today. Ideally, with any irrigation system, really, I guess you should put the irrigation in before you put the plants in. But I get too excited, so I go ahead and put it in when I get my plants in. So this bed we planted out with broccoli and cauliflower. I'm gonna be off the screen for a minute. You can still hear me. So I'm gonna open the big old bed up. And I'm going to put the grid inside here. Gotta make sure I don't crush my little, well, they're not little seedlings anymore, but I don't want to crush anything as I lay this in. And this installation, as you can see, is super easy. Basically, lay it down. Again, if I hadn't put my, or been in such a hurry to put my plants in, this would have been done already. But right now, I gotta, move things out of the way, put things in place. It's starting to rain, y'all. Didn't expect that today. But yeah, is this in? Distress. It seems like because of the shelter for this thing here, the garden bed didn't fit in exactly. So what I can do is modify it a little bit. And that's another good thing about this garden bed. These pieces right here, these pieces of plastic are easily cut. So I could cut these and make it fit. Or I can just slide it down and just make it a snug fit. That's working, y'all. And a snug fit in there. In here. Okay, irrigation installed. Even with the minor hiccup, didn't take that long to get done. So you can see now. Everything is in. Got these right here to be fixed, but and everybody has his own little square foot to grow in. So that works out wonderfully for me. Yay! So this is done. It's starting to rain out here, so I'm not going to stay out too long. But what I will do, since, like I said, since it's raining, we'll come back out later on. Hopefully it'll stop raining by then, and finish up this other bed. Okay, I'm back now. Nice sweaty mess, but I've gotten a bit as much as I'm going to fill it. So, I mean, it doesn't need any more soil in here. It's just me. I mean, once it rains, it's going to settle down some, so I could probably put more in here. But I think this is quite enough for this bed. So what I'm going to do is, as I was getting the other bags of soil, about the amendments that I put in this bed. This is more of a heavy feeder bed with as much amendments that I put in here. I think I might put my Brussels sprouts and some of my cabbage in this particular bed. It was supposed to be for my cabbage collards, maybe it'll be half cabbage collards, and half Brussels sprouts. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I'm going to do. So it started raining again, so I'm going to go in for now. I'm not going to worry about planting this bed out right now. And plus I have somewhere to go in a little bit, so a shower is needed. So that's what I'm going to do now. I did want to share with you guys my actual garden plan. I could very well sit out here on the patio for a few minutes and cool down and share with you my garden plan, how I plan out what I'm going to grow, what I'm going to grow and where I'm going to put it. This helps a lot because I tend to lose, as many people do, these little tags that say what's going where. To mitigate that problem, when I do my starts, I use tape. Painter's tape tends to work better for me. But I use tape, write the name on it, put it on the pots, and that way I can keep track of what's going where. So even when, like with this particular, and ignore my mess, y'all, but it'll be all clean by the time we finish planting out. Like this 6-pot right here, I have celery in here. This particular cell has nothing in it, or had nothing in it. It said SC, but that was for smooth criminal when I put the squash in here a few months ago. But I also have thyme in here, cilantro, and more celery. So this is helpful to me to keep track of what's in mine. And you can see I've done it, even take the tape off and add more things. So that makes it easier for me to keep track of it. And then I use my my Excel spreadsheet, or do I have it in? No, I have it in Sheets now, my Google Sheets. I did have it in Excel. I moved it to Google Sheets, and that's where I keep track of what's planted where out in my garden. So I'll share that with you in a few minutes. I'll be back after I go into the house and get my tablet, show you what my planting plan is, and get out of this here rain. Okay, welcome back. This is my grow room where I start my seeds and fool around and make plans and store all of my gardening goodies. I just got a new microphone for my to record with, so I'm excited to be able to open that and figure out how it works. But that'll be another video. So yeah, so this is my tablet, and I keep track of what I'm going to grow where, depending on what season it is. So at the bottom there are tabs, and right now we're working on fall 2025. So this is what we're looking at now. And this doesn't show the amendments that we made to the garden. I started on it. So it does show that the cauliflower and broccoli are planted over here. My cabbage is supposed to go here. My Brussels sprouts. My cauliflower was supposed to go here, but I changed it. Yeah, I changed that and moved my cauliflower over here. So what I'm going to do is clear this out and determine what's going to go there. Probably mustard greens, because the mustard greens were supposed to be here, and now they don't have a home. So what I'm going to do is, my strawberries have already been evicted. I'm going to turn this into my Brussels sprouts and my cabbage collards. These were supposed to be where my green stalks were, but this layout works for me to show what's going on where. My long beds, I can even show my outside beds. And what I also have a habit of doing, or it's fun for me to do, is to use my notes. And this is me playing around drawing my garden. My art skills are not there, so don't give me a hard time, everybody. But what I plan on planting, I might make a list here, and then I'll write it out. That's what's going to go where. And this is another quick way for me to do it. Like on my tablet, I'll take it out and I can write in. If I change my mind about what I'm doing, I can just write it in real quick. And then later on, I can go in and amend my Google Sheet. So later on, when I don't know what's where, I can always go back to my tablet, figure out what I planted where. And then if I wanted to change my planting pattern or want to know what I planted last year or even year before last, go back to my Google Sheet and see what was there before. And I also have in here somewhere, okay, maybe not right here, but I also have notes. These are my 2025 notes on what I want to plant, what I don't want to plant. Things to remind me, like I remember last year I panicked about bees, and then I panicked about bees again this year because I wasn't getting any or not seeing any. So I reminded myself that bees don't come back around here until about July. So don't be looking for bees. Don't be worrying about it or stressing about it. They'll get here eventually. Not putting any pole beans in the main garden. I want 4 bell pepper plants as opposed to 2, which I've done before. I'm going to put my potatoes under the trellis, the ones that don't vine all over the place. I found out which pole beans it was that those bees were attracted to. But this is my list of do's and don'ts, so that next year when I go and even this year, later on in the year, I can go back to these notes and see, oh yeah, why did I do that? Why didn't I do that again? So like corn, I'm not planting corn next year. Not because I didn't grow any. I did grow some, and it was actually quite delicious. But I'm not growing corn because, to me, right now it's a waste of real estate. Corn is inexpensive. In this area, I can get fresh corn almost any time. And it's not worth losing the garden space for me to grow corn on a novelty. So I won't be doing that next year. But yeah, so those are the things that I wanted to share with you guys today. Thank you for joining me as I filled up that new bed, old new bed. And I'll bring you back again probably later on in the week when I go in. I'm going to set up a cover for that bed and plant out my Brussels sprouts, my why can't I say that? My cabbage collards, or whatever they are. I'm going to put those out too. And hopefully get a few more beds planted during the week. My goal was to be finished by October 1. I don't think that is happening since this is September 27th. I only have 3 days left to get that done. And if I take off a day from work, I could probably do it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking right now. But it's fun to share these things with you guys, and I hope you enjoy the content that I'm sharing with you. If you have any suggestions or comments, please be sure to add them below. If you do like the page, be sure to subscribe, drop by, visit, leave your comments and your likes. And yeah, join me again as I get our fall garden going. Thanks. Bye.